Hi guys, this is Trimmer Carlos. On today's video, I'm going to give you my review of episode 7 of season 1 of The Big Bang Theory. Her Master Chief and the Lincoln Bagel. So with that being said, guys, let's begin. But before I begin, I have a special announcement. So, guys, I'm gonna be I'm going on vacation actually for my cousin's wedding in Guatemala. So I'm going home. I'm going to be gone from the 19th of February through to March 3rd. So don't worry, I'll come back. Don't cry for me. Don't melt for me. I'll be back. I just wanted you to know that next week will be my last week of uploading videos if I can. If I can't, upload videos to you guys, don't worry, I'll be back on March 3rd. But I will be taking a few days off after coming back from Guatemala. So I think I'll be doing, I'll do my videos, or I'll be in my uploading YouTube video rhythm once again, either on Friday, on March 7th or March 5th, which would be a Wednesday. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and now let's begin with my review of episode 7 of season 1 of The Big Bang Theory. So in this one, guys, so this episode is my second favorite underrated episode of season 1 of The Big Bang Theory. Because again, this episode starts with the guys having Halo night, where they play Halo, and where they play Halo on, Halo, and they're having pizza. They're discussing bathroom. They're discussing break time, like bathroom break and pizza break. But of course, Sheldon is like, if we take like a few minutes extra of eating if we add extra time to our pizza break, we will not be playing Halo for the ultimate time, meaning more time with Halo. Then Penny knocks on the door, and and Leonard answers the door, and she says, "What up? What's up, Penny?" And then Penny says, that Christy, a friend who did the cha-cha, who did the cha-cha-cha, if you know what I mean, with her brother, but then with her brother, but she cheated, then she cheated on her brother with another cousin of hers. So Christy's kind of family. Now, of course, Howard, being the romantic dude that he is, according to himself, he's the fourth, and basically what I'm trying to say, guys, the guys play Halo 2 on 2, basically a tag team playing Halo. Howard and Sheldon versus Leonard and Raj. So after hearing that Penny has Christy over, Penny told Leonard that Christy called her up and said, how's California? And of course Penny says, awesome and rad and totally in a surfer paradise vibe. Then basically Christy invited herself over to California, to Pasadena to be more specific, and to the building, into Penny's apartment for a couple of days. But so hearing this, Howard is hearing that Christy is perhaps romantically available. He tells Penny how romantically available is Christy available? At what level of romantic level of availability is she available for? Like a super intense flavorful bouillabaisse, which is a very tasty and awesome seafood soup. And of course Penny is like to Leonard, tell Howard, can you please tell Howard to keep his menorah light less intense, his menorah passion light a little bit less bright. So with Christy, Chrissy being a part of the conversation, and Leonard talking to Penny about Chrissy. Sheldon is like getting really impatient, and normally the normal time, or the normal start time of Halo Night is 8 o'clock. So Sheldon is like, Leonard, it's 8:08, and we're missing daylight regarding Halo Night time. But I guess sarcastically, of course, Sheldon is saying this. But I guess the folksy tale and folktale of the folksy tale of a passionate corny girl again is more interesting than Halo. Is more interesting than playing Halo Night on Halo Night. Then all of a sudden, without Raj or Sheldon or Leonard knowing or Penny in this case, Howard disappears, and he sneaks across to go across the hall and introduce himself to this corny, passionate Nebraska kind of family / cousin of Penny, and then it's history from there. So Penny's forced to can't go to her apartment and sleep in her own bed because Howard and Chrissy are doing passionate hummus or passionate hummus or doing passionate potato latke love with each other. And of course, Sheldon is not happy to have Penny stay with him and Leonard and sleep over at their apartment with them. Because first of all, Sheldon is Dr. Evil crazy, Dr. Evil insanely crazy. Well, without being bald. Second, he and Leonard have a roommate agreement. Yes, Sheldon and his previous roommates before Leonard, he made them sign a roommate agreement. One of the rules of the roommate in the roommate agreement is that no other person can cohabitate with them. Can't cohabitate with them in their apartment because Sheldon and Leonard have a two person survival slash first aid kit, and of course Sheldon is afraid that if that were to happen, Penny is going to fall under the spell of cannibalism. Now, what about Raj, you may say? Well, Raj we don't see, at this point we haven't seen Raj. Although at the beginning of the episode, when Penny enters, and when Penny gets into the episode, or gets into the episode herself, and after Howard is busy with Chrissy doing passionate love latkes, Leonard tells, or has the idea that Penny can be the fourth person on this Halo night. We can still have a tag team match, just with Penny in it, replacing Howard. And of course, Sheldon is like, again, absolutely not rolling with it, and he's going basically berserk, and he's saying to Leonard and to Penny that Penny's not equipped to handle this type of game that Halo is. But unluckily for Sheldon, and funny for us, Penny she blows up Sheldon's head. And of course, Sheldon is like to Penny, how can you do it? How can you blow up my head this fast? No one is that quickly that fast, that agile with their mind and fingers to learn the controls slash buttons of this sophisticated game that is Halo. So, and of course, Sheldon has since Howard left, since Howard was doing passionate love latkes with Chrissy. Poor Raj had to be paired up with Sheldon. And of course, Sheldon and Raj were losing against Leonard and Penny. But that's the only time that we would see Raj, but technically that was the only time that we would see Raj in the episode, but not really, because after realizing that she couldn't go home, Penny asked Leonard if she could stay the night. And of course, like I said, Sheldon didn't like this idea, and then he and Leonard had the roommate agreement clause that I just talked about, that I just mentioned to you guys. But Leonard won. But Leonard won the art. But Leonard won. So Penny stayed, but with a few conditions. Well, with actually one condition and one tip from Sheldon. Tip condition. First condition, actually, the rule that if Penny would use, if Penny were to use his toothbrush, Sheldon would leap from the window and become a human pancake. And no one, and I mean no one no, I actually should say no one from Leonard, Raj, or Howard, and maybe perhaps Stanley, not Stanley, but Raj or Howard or Penny or Leonard wouldn't be invited to his funeral. But probably Stanley and all the Marvel characters that we love would cry. Anyway, but that wasn't the only thing that Sheldon gave to Penny. Sheldon suggested that she should sleep on the couch. Obviously, Penny would sleep on the couch, but she needed to just not have her head or her body, her sleepy body pointing to the door because you never know. Maybe some marauders would come and basically hurt her. And of course, Penny was like, no, what, Sheldon, what? No. But eventually, Penny would take this advice from Sheldon unintentionally and funny unintentionally. Meanwhile, we hadn't seen or we didn't. Meanwhile, poor Raj didn't know where, didn't actually go home. After getting beat with Sheldon in Halo, no one, I mean, he didn't go home. He was actually eating a sandwich, or yes, he was eating a sandwich, and no one told him that no, Leonard and no one realized that he was still in the apartment until no one realized that poor Raj was still in the apartment. So Raj at this time was having a bite to eat because he made himself a sandwich. So when the guys told Penny good night, and Leonard did the same with Penny, poor Raj didn't he had no clue that no one saw, no, Raj just snuck out and closed the door. So what I'm trying to say, no one realized that poor Rajesh Gutrapali was still in the apartment having a sandwich. So you may ask, what made Penny switch her body direction on the couch? Well, yes, Raj. Yes, guys, Raj. Raj had closed the door, had said bye, waved by a silent way of bye. He was eating a sandwich, so he decided to try to sneak out and go home without making a sound, a sound of closing the apartment door of Sheldon and Leonard's apartment. But tragically for Raj, he tried his best, but I guess Penny heard the closing of the door, and she freaked out, and she took Crazy Sheldon's advice about marauders. Meanwhile, then the next morning at 6 o'clock, Sheldon was about to sit down, eat his favorite cereal, his favorite breakfast, which is cereal, and watch an episode of Doctor Who. That was his routine. That was his routine. But he couldn't sit on the couch sit in his favorite spot, because Penny was sleeping. So Leonard heard all the hoopla, all the la-di-da hoopla, and he said to Sheldon, Penny's sleeping. You can't have breakfast. You can't watch Doctor Who today on BBC America because Penny's sleeping. And so why don't you have breakfast in bed? And you have a TV in your room. And then Sheldon said, well, first of all, no, I'm not gonna do that. Second of all, all the crunchy stuff, and all the crunchy factor of my cereal has lost its integrity. Second, I'm not super drunk or I'm not incapacitated to be having breakfast in bed, nor I'm not a dude that is celebrating Mother's Day. So then Penny woke up and And she said, "What time is it?" And then Leonard said, 6 in the morning. And of course Penny was like, what in the what in the what in the what in what in the track what in the track what in the what in the Spock is your problem? So then Howard came in, and he had a and he and apparently he had a wonderful 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 one wonderful wonderful latke night. But for Penny, it gets worse, because Howard was wearing Penny's bathrobe, and of course, since Howard and Chrissy were doing potato latkes of love, Penny's stuffed animal collection were all soaking wet from Howard and Chrissy's crazy from Howard and Chrissy's menorah of a night of passion. And then Howard told Sheldon, Penny, and Leonard that he had done a basically wild and fun spring cleaning out the corn cobs out of boring corn cobs of unpassion out of Chris's brains. If you get what I'm saying, I know you guys get what I'm saying. So then Chrissy came in, chugging along like a beautiful shiny train from the 1930s, and of course Howard had not told Chrissy that he was Jewish. So when Howard said that I'm Jewish, Chrissy said my first bagel, and Howard had promised to take Chrissy home, not home, but to the mall in Beverly Hills. And he told that, and he told Chrissy that he had an entourage, and the two members of his entourage that Chrissy meets were, of course, Crazy Sheldon and Leonard. And Leonard, to top it all off, then Penny was like, Chrissy, not that I don't love you, not that I don't love you staying with me, but it's kind of crowded. And then Howard said, well, Chrissy can stay with me. Then Leonard said, well, first of all, dude, Howard, you live with your mother. You live with your mother. Then, of course, Howard said, no. She lives with me. She lives with me. She lives with me. But then a few days later, the guys, meaning Rod and Leonard and Sheldon went out to eat to a Chinese food place. But since Howard was having his jolly good time with his passionate corn lady love, meaning Chrissy, Sheldon was having acting crazy because the food that they had ordered wouldn't be distributed equally to all four members, meaning all four of them. But then Leonard said to Sheldon, if you just would have let me invite Penny would have been our fourth, and we wouldn't have to deal with your crazy duck sauce of craziness. Then the guys got into a debate of what to order and what plate slash first course could be divided in equally, and then Raj chimed in and said, guys, they're not only three nerds here that are hungry and desperately wanting awesome and nerd out on umami food. Umami, which, to give you some food context, umami is a six sense of flavor besides texture, taste, touch, feel, and texture. Umami, the six flavor senses we have a craving for, and that we guys that love Chinese food, that love Chinese food and Thai food places have developed in our taste buds. But the umami flavor normally comes organically when you're born, but sometimes not. Sometimes no, because in some rare occasions you have to your taste buds have to taste the first bite of umami flavor. So with the Chinese food debacle, the waiter slash owner said to Sheldon, tell you what, I'll be walking over here to you guys to your guys' table, and accidentally I get bumped. Bumped, and I will drop a wonton, and no one will have to know, and you three will split, will have an equal piece of wonton slash the entree. But then Sheldon said to the owner slash waiter, "Oh no. As a last resort, the guys, after coming back from having a teriyaki of a time at the restaurant, Sheldon decided to call Howard, but Howard did not answer because again, he was hanging out with Chrissy and probably doing sweet loving kimchi. And he said, and then since Howard did not answer his phone, he had Chrissy and Howard recorded their own answering machine voice message, or return the call or message, and the message says, it starts with Howard. This is Howard Wallet, and this is Chrissy Vanderbilt. If we're not answering, it's because if we're not answering right away, or if we don't answer right away at all, it's because we're having a compound chicken of a passionate night. And then Chrissy's voice can be overheard on the message, and she said the same thing as Howard, and that was it. So what do the guys do? They go to Howard's house, but before that, Leonard, it was Halo night again. So Rod and Leonard tried and succeeded to convince Sheldon Cooper to invite once again Penny to Halo night, but to the guy's chagrin, or to the guy's misfortunes, Penny was all dressed up in a pretty pink dress slash skirt, and she was going to dance with her girlfriends, and that's why she couldn't play Halo with the guys. Leonard said, I know that you're having a bad time with Chrissy right now because she's here, but she is seemingly liking Howard the most, so there's nothing to worry about. And then Penny was like, nothing to worry about, subtextually, of course. Chrissy's not my friend. Friends don't get their don't get their don't get their don't get their they don't they don't get their 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 stuff bird collection all wet and poured in sweat and buckets of sweat and smell onto someone's bed, especially if there's a stuffed animal clutch. So that was it. That was it. Penny went on her merry way, but Sheldon had one last effort or last plan to convince Howard to come and play Halo. And of course Leonard and Rod were like, dude, no, he's not gonna to Sheldon. He's not going to pick Halo Night over the wonderful and awesome and love inducing touch of a girl, and vice versa. And this is where we meet Mrs. Walnut, Howard's mom. That we don't see her face. We don't see her face at all, but we can hear her voice. And let me tell you guys, she's a tough bowl of chicken noodle soup. And all we can hear from Mrs. Walwins is she's fighting with Chrissy. And she says, Mrs. Walwins says to Chrissy and to Howard, or says to Chrissy, go back to your husk. Go back to your corn husk, sweet, passionate, you court gesture of corn. And then Penny says, then Chrissy says, fine, I'm out of here. I don't need this. I don't need this kind of potato pancake anymore. So after that, the guys were Halo Night was back to normal until that night when everything looked to be normal. Halo Night looked to be normal. Well, not exactly, because Penny decided to knock or come in into the apartment, into Leonard and Sheldon's apartment, and basically say to all four of our favorite nerds that she and her friends were available and willing to do the Chrissy Tango. And with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like, and let me know and let me know in the comments if you want to. What part of this episode did you like? And second, if you want to, also write in the comments. Have you ever guys have had an unwelcome corn, come to your unwelcome, uninvited corn, come to your humble abode, and you had a forceful sleepover. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like, and Wakanda forever. Bye.